99% of the time, meaningful life changes come from small daily habit, not from one big dramatic moment like you see in the movies. The last 3 years have been full of change for me in many areas of my life, both personally and professionally. So I sat down and did some serious reflective thinking, really looking at what led to these changes. I won't bore you with every habit I've tried during those times, but out of all the things that have brought meaningful change to my life, I want to share the top 5 habits that made the biggest impact. And these aren't just theories. They're super practical. Some of them you can literally start today, right after watching this video, or first thing tomorrow morning. And I'll tell you later why tomorrow morning. The first habit is outputting, making time each day for your own creative expression. I think today it's a blessing to have so many avenues to consume information, stories, art, and content literally endlessly. But at the same time, the challenge for that is that we can easily fall into the trap of becoming only consumers, not creators. And by creator, I don't mean you need to be a movie director, a famous artist, or a YouTuber. But I've realized that especially when I binge watch my favorite TV shows or scroll through Instagram for too long, for the sake of my sanity, I feel the need to produce or create something as a form of output. And as my form of creative output, one of the things I started doing, and I'm so glad I did, is calligraphy. For those who don't know what calligraphy is, it's the art of writing letters beautifully, like these. For me, what began as a passionate hobby eventually became my business. And more importantly, it's been a wonderful outlet for my overflowing creative energy. Here are some examples if you're not sure how to channel your creative energy. Instead of just watching a movie and moving on with your life, take a moment to write a short review, whether you share it publicly or keep it to yourself. Or reflect on what resonated with you after watching this video all the way to the end. Try a new recipe, learn a dance routine, or write a poem or letter to someone you love. Before I started calligraphy, I felt my soul drying out during a difficult season of my life at the time. That's when I finally decided to learn and practice after years of putting off that inner desire to create. So I began waking up early before work, and I wrote scripture in the quiet mornings before my busy day began. This is one of the most powerful things you can do to win your day, which is waking up just 30 minutes earlier. I know what you might be thinking. I'm not a morning person. Is this one of those typical morning routine guru videos? You don't need to wake up at 4 or 7 or any specific time, really. It's different for everyone, depending on your unique circumstances and your body clock. But just 30 minutes can do the magic. The main reason it often feels like our days just slip away between work, bills, daily chores, and endless distractions is because we start the day unprepared for what's coming. So, the simple solution is this. Try waking up just 30 minutes earlier than usual. I know it might sound small, but it can genuinely shift your entire day. Since the year 2000, I've been waking up at 4:30 a.m. Some days, I slept in when my body felt unusually tired or sick, but overall, I've stayed consistent for years. Now, I work from home, so I can take a nap if I need to. But when I first started, I was working full-time as a graphic designer. Honestly, at first, getting out of the bed felt like literally dying. But I can tell you, it gets better. And as you can imagine, I go to bed pretty early to keep up with this routine. And my sleep has gotten so much better as well since then. By around 9, I feel like I've used up all my energy, and after cleansing my face and doing my journal, I fall asleep almost instantly. One more thing. Recently, I started changing my wake-up time to between 5:30 and 6. I'm experimenting a bit because as I've increased my strength training hours recently, I felt my body needs a little more time to recover and feel ready for the day. So my point is this. There isn't just one perfect hour, whether it's 4, 5, or 6 a.m. So experiment and find what works best for your body and your circumstances. But what I do suggest is trying to wake up at least 30 minutes earlier. Use that time to prepare yourself mentally and physically for the day. You'll start to feel like you're surfing through the day instead of being dragged by it. And just in case you get out of bed 30 minutes earlier tomorrow morning and go, so what do I do now? Here's a quick list of things you can do with that time. Drink some water, light stretching to prepare your body, get some sunlight in your eyes, if possible. Take a moment to be thankful for another new day. Double check your to-dos for the day. Set your priorities and mindset you want to carry. If I had to pick just one habit, only one, yes, you guessed it, it would be journaling. If you follow me for a while, you probably know that I've been journaling for more than 20 years. And I still love doing it every single day. But over time, I realized it's not only about doing your journal, it's how you journal that really matters. Though, of course, simply showing up always comes first. Some might be wondering, how can simply writing in a notebook actually change your life? Here's the truth. Real change only happens when you identify what's holding you back. Because change, at its core, is simply the journey of solving a problem. And journaling helps you see those patterns clearly. Once you recognize the patterns behind your problems, you can start developing solutions and applying them, which eventually creates meaningful change in your life. It has a powerful way of helping us overcome what keeps us stagnant and guiding us to grow, whether in our personal lives, our work, or anything else we care deeply about. I've tried almost every journaling style you can imagine, including bullet journaling. I loved its flexibility and enjoyed it for years. But over time, I felt I needed something a little more intentional and tailored to my specific needs when it comes to journaling. Something that actually supported my goals and personal growth. So I created my own journaling system, built around these 5 key elements: yearly goals, future log, habit tracker, daily journal with 5 prompts, monthly review. It's been working really well for me. For example, thanks to this journaling habit, I've not only grown my small business and YouTube community, but I've also seen meaningful progress in my physical health and mental well-being. It's called the 5-Part Journal, and if you're interested in learning more, I'll have it linked in the description. And as for how to journal, I'm actually planning to make another video soon, especially for those of you preparing to set up your journaling routine for the upcoming year, 2026. The next one is to have a learning heart. I'm not sure I would call this a habit, but over the past 3 years, I've worked really hard to build it into how I naturally respond, especially when it comes to handling criticism or advice at work. I hesitated to include it as one of the 5 habits in this video, but I just had to because it's made such a meaningful difference in my life. I started this channel, Flourish Tobe, in 2020. Though I didn't upload much back then. After a while, I started wondering, should I keep doing this? Is it really worth spending so much of my time and energy? Because, the growth was quite stagnant. At the beginning of 2024, I decided to try again. But this time, something was different. I chose to take my husband's advice seriously. Before, whenever he suggested something about how I should approach my YouTube channel or my business, I kind of took it lightly. I didn't say it out loud at the time, but it felt like he was implying I wasn't doing well enough. Of course, that wasn't his intention. He was just trying to help. And by the way, he studied and worked in this field for a while. But after what I would call a bit of a failure, my mindset shifted. I started truly listening and taking in all the feedback and advice I could get. I didn't realize how hard it was to have an open heart, to learn not only from others, but also from your own husband. Long story short, ever since I changed my heart from a defensive one to a learning one, I've been able to grow so much, both in my business and through this channel. And of course, it's all thanks to you who watch and support my channel. One important lesson I've learned is that we, as human beings, have a natural tendency to resist feedback and criticism, even from the people who love us most. We especially fall into the trap of thinking we already know enough, with a mindset like, thank you, but no thank you. But when you're brave enough to step out of your comfort zone and take on a childlike learning heart, everything changes. Call me cheesy, but with humility. I really believe we can grow, personally and professionally, more than we could ever imagine. The last one is running. I can't stress enough how impactful it's been for me. One of the comments I received when I suggested running in another video said, if running solved all the problems in my life, I would have run a long time ago. I honestly used to think like that too. I found it really interesting that most people, including me before, who disagree with or don't believe the idea that running is powerful and beneficial, usually haven't actually tried running. Then there's another group of people, the ones who say, you're right, running really makes a difference. Running is such a great exercise. and almost all of them are already runners. It's interesting and also ironic because I included running as one of the great habits to have purely based on my own experience and the benefits I personally received. I genuinely want others to experience those same benefits too, and it's those who agree with are the ones who already run. And of course, there are those who are convinced to run. It doesn't have to be running, though I personally see running as one of the best and simplest physical activities you can do. For some people, it could be hiking or playing any kind of sport. The point is simple. Move your body consistently. Some might say, I don't have time for physical activity. I have real life to deal with. But trust me, whatever you're struggling to solve while sitting will look completely different once you get up and move your body. This follows the principle of focusing what you can control instead of what you can't right now. You may not be able to change your life circumstances right away, but you can change your state of mind, your energy, and your ability to think clearly and respond for the better simply through some physical activity. For me, that activity is running and strength training, which I do every day. It's so weird to say that out loud. 3 years ago, I would have never imagined myself saying this in this lifetime. As the end of the year approaches, we have a chance to look back and reflect. How did I do? How much did I grow, both personally and professionally? And when this time comes around next year, we'll once again look back on the year that just passed. If we start just one thing and stay consistent throughout the year, imagine the incredible changes we'll experience by this time next year. I hope this video inspires you to start one of the 5 habits I've shared, if you haven't yet. Please leave a comment and let me know which one would you pick. That's all for today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!